Over the next few minutes or so, I'm going to review with you how to use Google Classroom. And you could use it as a place to deliver a lot of instruction. You can use it as a place just as a springboard for students to go in order to receive a link. But let's just go through the early steps of how to use Google Classroom. So once you sign into Chrome, you're going to look for the application Classroom. And once in Classroom, you can see I have all the classes that I have or involved in. I'm either a student or I'm delivering instruction through these classes are all listed here. In order to bring or to create a class, you go to the plus sign and it gives you the option of join or create class. So if you're a teacher, you're going to do create class. And when you create a class, you're going to go ahead and give the class your name. You can give it other information such as a section number, subject, and also what room the class is meeting in. For the students, the easiest way to bring them onto Google Classroom is that they will be clicking Join Class, and then you'll share with them a specific code for that class for them to join. We're going to check out NR Google Training. You'll see I have 0 students in here right now, but I'm going to go to this class right now. And we're just going to go over some of the basic tools within Google Classroom. You have 3 areas basically in Google Classroom. You have the stream, you have where you can place your classwork, and then people. Your stream will show assignments that have been posted. You can also give announcements to your class. And it works just like pretty much any social media platform. Your newest post will always show up at the top of the stream. But let's say if you wanted to bring something to the forefront, you always have the option of by going to the 3 vertical dots, and you can always edit or you can reuse a post. So I want to share something with my class right now. I want to tell them that we're going to review for an upcoming test. I can put that information here. I can go directly to my drive and post the notes if I would like, a YouTube video I want to share with them, a link that I want them to visit, or I can also attach a different document like a Microsoft Word document and so on to this. What's great about this is that if I teach multiple courses, so let's say if I teach 5 sections of NR Google Training, I have the ability to make that announcement across all the classes that are similar. Also, I have the ability to share this with certain students. So if I'm looking to differentiate my instruction, I could do that as well. Going across the top here in settings, there are some tools in here that you may want to review. So if I click on settings, you'll see that I have the name of the course. I can always change the name of the course here. The class code. Once again, once I create the class and I want to bring students into the class, I'm going to share the class code with the students. By clicking the drop down, I have the options of where I can now create a display where it's nice and large. If we have a smart board or whatever monitor you are using in your classroom, you'll be able to show the code to the class. And once again, the class, what we did before, right? You go to the plus sign, the class types in the code specific to this class, and they will begin to populate into this particular classroom that I've created. I have the ability to limit the amount of access or the amount of commenting students can make within the class itself. So if I go to this drop down here, I can have it where students can post and comment. So there's a lot of freedom. Students can only comment. And then lastly, I have here only teachers can post or comment. I think in regards to, and this is my personal opinion, any of these options that you do choose, if you want to keep it free and open where students can post and comment frequently, I think it's a very important digital citizenship lesson to have with the students, that the Google Classroom is a place of work. It's a professional area. And when they are posting here, it should be treated as such. You can have it where show deleted items within your stream. And last but not least, you can set up where guardians would get a summary of what's going on in your classroom. And we'll show that to you in a second in the people strand. I have the ability to go to Google Apps also here, and also a great tool in all of the G Suite is this question mark in the upper right-hand corner, which you'll see in Google Docs and Slides and Gmail. And when you click on that question mark, you can type in a specific request that you have, and Google will run through a tutorial for you on how to do certain items. If we go to the About, okay, the About, once again, is another area that we can display the class code. I could change the theme to the background, okay? This picture here I could change, or I can upload a specific photo to a class. So once again, here's the stream. Let's now visit the classwork. Now, Google Classroom was updated in late August of this year, 2019, and here's where a lot of the major updates have been created. If you've been a Google Classroom user in the past and you want to reuse a class used in the past, a step that you'll have to do is you're going to go down to the question mark in the left-hand corner, and you'll see here I have the option to remove classwork page. If you want to use a class you previously had created, you'll have the option to add classwork page. So you'll see here I've broken this classwork page down to a number of different categories. And real simple in regards to this, if I go to create, and this is going to be my #1 tool. Once again, for many of you that are used to or have used Google Classroom in the past, the create button was a plus sign down in the lower right-hand side. But when I click on create, I have different options. I can create an assignment. I can create a question. I can just add materials to the class. And this would become an area where that, let's say if I have websites I want students to always visit, I would put it underneath materials, or maybe I have an online textbook that I want to share with the students. This is where I would put that information. And once again, I can put it underneath the topic if I would like, and I can add information from Google Drive, from YouTube, and also just share the link with the class itself. You'll see you have the ability to use or create topics. So in here, for example, the old Google Classroom, you would add topics, and it would have been in the plus sign. When you create your assignment, you would attach it to it. But now you can have specific topics that you are covering. So for example, I was an 8th grade social studies teacher. I may break this down by chapters that I'm covering. So maybe I would break it down by chapter 18, chapter 19, or whatever theme or unit that we would be working on. So let's just run through the process of creating an assignment. So when I select create an assignment, you'll see once again, if I teach multiple sections or if I want to share the same assignment with a number of classes, I do have the option, the drop down, and I can select the classes that I want to share the same assignment with. So it's not something I have to do over and over again. I have the ability to do this for multiple classes at one time. I have the ability, if I had a number of students in this classroom, let's say I want to differentiate instruction or I have different leveled reading groups, I can just assign certain assignments to certain students. I give the assignment a title. So here I'll just put sample assignment. I can give more specific instructions to the students of what I want them to be doing. I can award it the amount of points that I would like. I can leave it ungraded. I can give it a specific due date. And once again, I can now assign this a topic. So let's just say, since I am talking about Google Classroom, I'm going to put Google Classroom in there as a topic. Now, when it comes to adding to the actual assignment, let's say I want to use a Google Drive assignment or a document that I've already created. And now here's where some of the real power of this can be. Let's say, for example, I want students to review, I want to share with them this research checklist. So I select research checklist, and now I have research checklist for them. Now I have the option that I can now share this with the students in a number of different ways. If I just share this with them and I just want them to be able to read the document and so on, I can have students can view the file. So I mean, therefore, they'll go into Google Classroom, they'll pull up this document, and all the students can read it, but they can do nothing to it. If I want to where the students and have multiple students work in the same document together, I would just share this as a file with everyone, and they all have the ability to edit the file at the same time. If I want this to be an individual assignment and every student gets a copy of this through Google Docs, the nice side will be that every student's name is put on the document, and then when they have completed the assignment, they can then click turn in, and on your side, you'll see that the work has been completed. You can grade and also send the grade back to the students. So let's just say for these purposes, I'll create it, make a copy for each student. When I'm all set and I've created my assignment, I've named it, I've given it instructions, I assigned it points if it needs points, created a due date, I picked my document from Google Docs, and at this time I am ready to assign. Now, two things I want to show you now. If I scroll down to the topics of Google Classroom, you'll see here now the sample assignment has now been created for the students. Once again, let's say if I made a mistake and I want to change something, I go to the 3 vertical dots, and I can have the ability to move this to the top of the stream here if I would like. I can also go back into the post and edit it if I have to. Or maybe I say I wanted to add a link or something to the assignment. That's where I can do that. I also want to show you, though, in the stream, what I posted in classwork has now also gone to the top of the stream in the stream section of Google Classroom. Another tool that I've used before, and it works great, if I go to create and I can create a question, okay? So here, let's say I want to do a quick exit ticket for my class, or I want to just do a quick check to see what students understood. I create the question. I can award it points if I would like. I can put it underneath whatever topic I would like it to be. And you'll see here I can have the option either short answer or multiple choice. So let's say if I leave it short answer, I have the ability where students can reply to each other to what they are posting. So if I really create that community in my Google Classroom where students are practicing good digital citizenship and they're giving constructive criticism or maybe just making suggestions or brainstorming an idea. But let's say I don't want them to have that. I can always turn that off. And an option that I have here as well is students can edit answers. So for example, a thing that I tried before and it worked out pretty well. I would assign a topic or a question in Google Classroom, and I would allow students to edit their answer. So let's say I would post the question for homework on a Tuesday, and I wouldn't check it to the next Tuesday. So I would give them a full week to go back to their answer, revise it, check it, whatever that may be. And then on the due date, they can no longer answer those questions. So once again, you have the ability to ask a question. If we did a multiple choice, this is how it would look. All right, you can ask one question. You can add the options that you would like. Maybe it's just a simple vote on what students would like to do in class that day. You have the ability, students can see class summary too. All right. So we've covered creating an assignment, making a question, adding materials, and creating topics. Let's just take a look at the people. Now, what's really nice is teacher-wise, so I'm the main teacher in this class here in our Google training. I have the ability to invite other teachers. So let's say I'm co-teaching. And basically, as a co-teacher, the teacher can do everything the creator of the class can do, minus delete the class, which is great. So for example, in the past, I've had teachers that, would be a pushing teacher into my classroom. They needed to see the vocabulary I was covering in social studies. I would just invite them into Google Classroom and they could check out what I had going on day to day within the classroom. And once again, here's another area. This is where your students would populate as they are joining the class. And you can also see the class code is there once again, 21KNRP. So if you've never used Google Classroom before, I encourage you to do so. Remember, you're going to make mistakes, but mistakes are great. It's a great way to learn. Depending on what grade your student is in, many of the students are experts in using Google Classroom. They've been in multiple classrooms over the course of their time in our school district. Give it a try. It really can make your life easier, and it's a great way to expand the walls of your classroom. Thank you. I hope you found this video to be informational. Please make sure you subscribe to NR Tech TV. There'll be more videos coming covering different items within the G Suite and other websites that we're using throughout our district. Thank you.